apparently when you drink 40 ounces, so it was very close call there. And I was worried about spilling it everywhere, making a mess. I've got this now and I look at it and it is the color of Mountain Dew. It is this fluorescent yellow, green. I don't know what so I go over there. Now I'm worried that neighbor Nancy's going to think I'm pouring Mountain Dew around the peach tree, killing it. So I'm worried about that. And this is just, it's not working out. It's too difficult. The alignment, everything about it. It's like docking the space station. It's just hard work trying to fill the bottle. So I thought, well, I'll tell my wife. I said, this is really crazy, this idea you've given me. She said, well, no, I didn't mean for you to do it that way. You should just go out there in the dark when no one can see you and do what nature comes naturally. At the time, I was working early morning radio and it's summer. So it doesn't get dark here until like almost 10 o'clock. I'm in bed. So in the morning I get up and I have to obviously, do what guys do first thing in the morning. So I put on my clothes and my shoes and I go shuffling out to the peach tree in the dark and I can't see anything. I've got my iPhone flashlight. And finally, as I'm out there doing what my wife has suggested, my eyes start to adjust and I realize I'm not really that invisible at all. Neighbor Nancy has a back porch light. You could probably see me. A car drives by between the two houses and they can see me. The morning dew has gotten all over my shoes, which is messing with my head because I've got these like canvas sneakers on that and you could feel the wetness of the grass coming through to my toes. And I think, how's my aim? I can't see what I'm doing. I swore off it. I said, that's it. We're done. No more of this urination irrigation. That's the end. And the peach tree is on its own. It's going to have to fend for itself.
You were into comedy and into radio, both of which really normal people don't head into for careers.
Correct. It's a mental illness. Absolutely.
We have had some probably screwed up childhood memories that have affected us all for these career choices we've made.
Oh, yeah. You do it because you love the applause, the attention. You crave it because somehow as a kid, and in fact, that's how I raised my kids, to make sure that they had enough of love and attention that they did not want to go into show business. Now, for me, I was born in the 60s and growing up in the 70s, my parents, I thought were like normal people, but apparently they're not. My parents would come home and my mother would say to me, I grew up in New York, remember? My mother would say to me, oh, Frank, would you make me a rye and ginger and make your father a scotch and soda? And I'm 8. Or sometimes it's pour me a sherry in the small glass that I like. And,
I'm a preacher's kid.
Oh, boy. I heard about you guys.
I never saw my parents drink because he's a preacher. He didn't drink. He's Baptist. He didn't drink in front of anybody.
Yeah.
I had a situation where my dad and mom moved to West Virginia for a while. He had a teaching contract and the contract was ending and he was getting a church back in Massachusetts and she wanted to go back because she hated West Virginia. So she went back to set up shop beforehand. I had a meeting when I was working with Canon, had a meeting in New York City, and I figured I haven't seen my mother for a while, so I'm just going to take the shuttle. I'm going to fly up to Boston. I'm going to hang out with my mother for the rest of the weekend.
Nice.
She picked me up at the airport. We went out to dinner on the way home. Woman came over to the table and said, would you all like a drink? And my mother looked at the lady and said, yeah, I'd like a wild turkey on the rocks. First time I had ever seen my mother drink. It just flabbergasted me. I went...
That's not a rookie drink, guys. That's not her first time.
Go, Mom!
No white wine for Mom.
Oh.
Wild turkey.
Wow. Right to the brown liquor. Okay, yeah.
So it was kind of a shock, but it was a good way. It was nice.
My Baptist friends around here do that joke about pretending not to recognize each other in the liquor store.
Yeah.
But they all swear by the rock and rye, which is, I guess it's a liqueur that has rock candy in it. The ladies in the choir, the church choir ladies, all drink the rock and rye, to keep their voice choir ready.
Exactly.
That's what it's for.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. As when my dad, from the pulpit one time, he said, I got an offer to go fishing the other day. He said, I don't go fishing with a Baptist because he'll drink all the beer. He said, but I will go fishing with 2 Baptists because then they'll drink none of the beer.
Tell us again where people can you can download your podcast in the name again.
Oh, sure. Well, it's Krisha and Frank. It's like Trisha Yearwood, but with a K, KRISHAANDFRANK. We've got our website, krishaandfrank.com. The vodcast, as I'm calling it, the video podcast, is on our YouTube channel, which is also youtube.com/Krisha and Frank. And then I'm pretty sure that I've got us on every audio podcasting app, including some weird German ones that I, Deezer or whatever it's called. I don't know, some odd ones. But if I missed one, email me and I will get us on it because we're on Audible, Apple, Google, Pandora, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeart.
Yeah. These guys are funny. And again, because they put it out every day, I'm just sort of amazed.
Don't get any ideas.
Yeah.
Well, as improvisers, we literally make it up. I mean, that's our job is we just go for it. And Krisha and I have done improv together on stage. We've known each other for over 15 years. She's got some radio experience. I've got a lot of radio experience. And she's got a lot of improv experience and I have some. So it works out well. We're interested in what each other have to say. And that's the easy part. Is stopping is the hard part because we just want to keep going until the point where,
that's basically the hardest part of being funny is knowing when to stop. Is understanding when you actually have hit the penultimate punchline and you need to move on.
Are you telling me to shut up?
and unfortunately, ours was 5 minutes ago. Frank Murphy, thank you so much for being on today on Golf is a Funny Game on the Approach Shot. I hope you get lots and lots of people listening to the show because it is fun.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate being on your show.
Great to meet you, Frank. Take it easy, man.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Men, want to feel younger, stronger, leaner? You don't have to slow down after 40. Frank Thomas found the secret to staying in shape with the energy and drive of his 20s.
Man, you look like you could still hit it a mile.
I feel great, too.
What gives?
After 40, men slow down. It's harder to stay in shape.
Why?
Our free testosterone levels drop. It happened to me, and then I found Nugenix Total T.
New Nugenix Total T is our most powerful man-boosting formula ever because it boosts your free testosterone and your total testosterone. Nugenix Total T helps provide even more energy, performance, testosterone, and muscle-boosting ingredients for even better results. To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text GRIT to 321321. Samples are not available in stores.
Why wait? When you can do something about it now?
I got to try Nugenix Total T.
Text GRIT to 321321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. That's GRIT to 321321.
Just in case you had run to get a piece of paper and a pen when we were saying earlier about the Stereo app and the special live show we're going to be doing on Monday at 2, let me reiterate some of the pertinent details for you, okay? It's the Stereo app, stereo.com/approach shot. You can download it for free for both your Apple or your Android device. You can find a wide range of conversations on there, like comedy and pop culture, lifestyle, sports, etc. But if you want to hear some of the stories that Neil and I have, and I tell you we'll curl your hair with those, maybe ask some questions about some of our guests, make some comments about the show in general. We appreciate all of it. Just go to our URL, www.stereo.com/approach shot. Download the app. It's free, and we will talk to you. And more importantly, you can talk to us Monday at 2 Eastern. Stereo.com/approach shot. Once again, we have packed a bunch of stuff into a small amount of time, and we appreciate you hanging out to the very, very end.
Still have my tissue wiping the tears of laughter off my face. Thank you, Frank Murphy. I'll never look at a peach tree the same way again.
This is true. And again, you can pre-order Janine's book right now from Amazon if you want to. And again, you don't have to be a woman in order to profit from reading her book.
No, when you think about impact investing that she was talking about, that's pretty amazing stuff. And again, the book is Activate Your Money, and her last name is spelled Firpo.
Listen, we want you to also circle a little thing on your calendar. Circle Mondays at 2 in the afternoon Eastern Time. And I'm sorry, but Neil, you're going to have to do the math from Eastern to Pacific. Subtract 3. Okay. And it works out well.
Wait, 3 from 2 is a negative number. So.
Right. It's -1 or otherwise 11. So anyhow, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. We are going to be doing a new thing on a brand new app. It's a free app. It's called Stereo. And we're just going to talk. We've got lots of stories, man.
It's a live show.
Yes.
We're just going to be there. Not only are we going to talk, you can ask us questions. You can send in questions, and we're going to ask you questions too. It's very interactive and it's very cool. And you can ask us anything about some of our podcasts, about our past as DJs, some of the great guests we've had. You can ask John what he likes for dinner or why he didn't bother going to the store and getting his grandson chocolate. There's just any kind of thing that you could ask.
And he'll probably be here because he's always here. We may have him on to talk to. Put a set of headphones on that kid and he can't shut up. But anyhow,
that's what they said about us growing up.
Yeah, it's genetic. But anyhow, it's called Stereo. It's a free app. Just go to stereo.com/approachshot and download the app and follow us.
You'll see little icons there. One will be John, one will be me, and hopefully there will be a bunch of you.
Yes. And we appreciate you and look forward to hearing from you every Monday at 2. We appreciate you and look forward to having you hearing us again next week, because we will be back.
Shall we tell them who's going to be here next week?
I think we should.
So next week is, we can say this, right? Super Bowl Sunday. So we are very, very excited about the fact that this being the year of the quarterback with Patrick Mahomes against Tom Brady, we have joining us a former Pro Bowl NFL quarterback himself, and he took 3 different teams to the playoffs, so he has a pretty good insight. Gus Frerotte will be joining us next week. And he plays a lot of golf, and you're going to want to hear a couple of his stories.
And then I am not going to mention the name because just in case something falls through, because this is a major touring comedian that we have scheduled to join Gus on the show next week. Just want to make sure it happens before we tell you who it is.
We would normally call that a tease, but frankly, we're not sure if he's going to be here or not.
That's right. He's probably going to, who are these guys? And why did you book me here? No, he's very much looking forward to it. He's an avid golfer. He's one of the funniest guys you will ever hear. And he is a professional comedian, and we're looking forward to it. So join us next week. Enjoy this week. And do keep in mind, just as we discussed earlier with Janine, golf is like life. Perfection is unattainable. You just do the best you can and you finish all the holes, you fix your divots and your ball marks. You just try to leave it a little bit better for the next guy.
And as I like to say, life is a gift. Go open it.
You've been listening to The Approach Shot with the Weekend Golf Guys. If you like this week's episode, be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. And find us on the web at approachshot.net.